What's going on, my people? So, basically, this week so far has been a very, very slow week. I'm not even going to lie. This week has been a very, very slow week in the market. You guys know that last week we had a couple of wins. Very, very good week the previous week. And now this week is just so slow. I've taken just one trade this week, which was CAD CHF. I'm going to break it down to you guys what I saw, how I was able to like capitalize on that particular trade, why I made the analysis the way I made that particular analysis. Obviously, the trade is still running. The trade is still running in good profits, around 1 to 3x to reward. So I'm going to show you guys how I made the analysis, what I saw, what made me take that particular trade, and why I sent it out, why I sent the trade out. I'm not even going to lie, this week has been very, very slow. Today is Wednesday, the 14th of January. I've not been able to like spot out another setup aside just the card CHF I saw. Do you guys understand? And that's like one of the most crazy thing about trading. You don't need to trade every day, and if peradventure you don't get a setup every single day, you just need to keep on waiting for the right setup to come to you. That's the crazy thing. The game is all about waiting. So if you are not patient enough to wait for the right setup to come, you fall victim of taking the wrong trades and obviously losing your money. So whenever the right setup comes, you will not have money to take that particular trade. Do you guys understand? So the game is all about waiting, and this is why I'm not being so anxious. I'm not even panicking regarding looking for a new trade to take. I'm just laying low, just sticking to the plan. If I have a setup, if I see a new setup, if a setup presents itself for this particular week, obviously I'm going to take that particular trade. But as of right now, I don't have any trade. I don't have any. To tell you how bad it is, there is no setup. I've literally checked my watch list, trying to analyze a whole lot of pairs, but no one seems to be like aligning. So I don't have any setup I've literally analyzed or I'm looking at for. Do you guys understand? So I'm just here sitting, looking at my charts, trying to see if any setup aligns. Then I'll do a proper analysis before obviously waiting for that particular setup to materialize before I take that particular trade, if you guys understand. So as of right now, I'm just chilling, to be very, very honest. And even with the fact that no setup has literally presented itself, it made me realize that this is actually how the game works. Forex is 90% waiting or 80%, I don't really know, 80% or 90% waiting. It's a waiting game. You don't need to rush. You don't need to be all that about the charts. I want to trade. You don't need to be you don't need to be all that, to be very, very honest. All you just need to do, you just need to stick to the plan. Be very, very patient in waiting for a good setup. If a good setup doesn't come, obviously you still keep waiting. That's what profitable trader does. Wait for the right setup to come. Once the setup comes, then you take your trade. So I'm still waiting for a new setup to come. I'm waiting for a setup to come. But before that, I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to show you guys the trade I took on CAD CHF and why I took that particular trade. Let me give you guys a quick rundown on the particular trade. Alright guys, so just as you guys can see, it is very, very easy. You guys can see CAD CHF. The analysis, why I made this analysis is very, very easy. It's not so complicated. It's just the normal principle I always follow whenever I come to the chart. You guys can see it's on the 4-hour time frame. Trend of the market, that's the first thing I look out for. Trend of the market, obviously the trend of the market is in an uptrend. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. After looking out for the trend of the market, the next thing I would want to look out for is my zones. Now I have my demand zone here. I have my demand zone here. There's a demand zone here, but this was the most recent demand zone. The number third thing I would want to look out for is the break of structure. So this was the demand zone that caused this recent break of the structure, and market rose all the way to the upside, came down, fourth thing, which was the inducement. So market created the inducement here, and I was looking out for the market to come all the way to the downside, clear this particular inducement to mitigate properly on the demand zone. Here was what happened. Market rallied, came all the way to the downside and mitigated nicely on the demand zone, and price started going all the way to the upside. Let me show you guys the entry. So it's not rocket science. The way I got my entry, just for me to plot out my fib level from the low all the way to the high. From the low all the way to the high, you guys can see from the low all the way to the high, I plot my fib level and it showed me a perfect area for me to buy from. The market showed me a perfect area for me to buy from after plotting my fib level. So you guys can see this was the reason for this particular line, and I got a sniper entry. So that's literally the reason for this particular trade, CAD CHF. It's not so complicated. It's just the normal basics, how I make my analysis, how I look out for my trades, how I break down the chart. Is not so complicated. It's just my principle on whenever I come into the chart, it's just my lay down principle. That's what I use to like catch this particular trade, and I sent it out even before the market got to that particular area I bought the market. So that was the reason why I took this particular trade on CAD CHF, and I've not seen a good analysis since then. I've not analyzed the chart, I've not seen anything since then. So I'm literally still waiting. I'll keep you guys updated. I just said I should come and show you guys the trade I took on CAD CHF, maybe explain 18 or 2 to you guys on why I took that particular trade. So hopefully when we get the next trade, I'm going to record it to you guys. But as of right now, I'm just chilling, to be very, very honest. I'm just chilling. Nothing to do yet, just looking at my watch list to see if any market aligns. So I'll see you guys, I'll keep you guys updated. I'll catch you guys in the next one.